Hi everybody, and thank you once again for coming back for another video. Today we're going to be talking about how you can ditch the dummy. Some children suck their dummy or thumb pretty much all day, so we're going to use today's video to talk about some of the ways you can do this with as little stress as possible. Let's jump straight into today's discussion with one of the most successful methods used to stop a child from depending on their dummy, which is to book a visit from the dummy fairy. Yep, the tooth fairy has a younger cousin, who's on the hunt for small children's dummies, not milk teeth. And when you leave your dummy out for the dummy fairy at night, you'll find it replaced with a toy in the morning. The beauty with the dummy fairy technique is that you can spend as much time as your child needs building up to the big visit from the small winged one. For a younger child, you may want to introduce the idea and then follow through pretty quickly. While the excitement's still fresh, for an older child, who's maybe more determinedly attached to her or his dummy, you can take it more slowly, involving your child in all the dummy fairy preparations. Communication is always our number one recommendation when it comes to any sort of issue regarding your child. If you feel your child is ready to give up their dummy, then simply just ask them. Pick a time when your child is relaxed and happy, and don't nag or force them into anything. You will only cause them distress. Tell them you think they are grown up enough to do without a dummy, or you can gradually phase it out. You can also replace it with another comfort item such as a teddy or special blanket to use instead. It can also work well to introduce some new sleep associations before you take away the dummy, so the transition is easier. Introducing a Kusky comforter is one such association that can make a big difference. There is never a quick solution to taking the dummy away, but when you have decided to do so, you are basically deciding to teach your baby to self-settle. There are lots of different ways to do this, from a very gradual and gentle approach to accepting that your baby will cry as they learn to self-settle. Babies generally adapt to no dummy in just a few days, and it is almost always easier than parents expect. Often it's the parents who have come to rely on the ease of settling with a dummy and are terrified about how hard it will be to settle without it. It might be easier and more fun to help your child give the dummy away. For example, you could suggest hanging it on the tree for fairies to give to other babies who don't have a dummy. Or putting it in the bird feeder for the baby birds. This way, if your child asks for it back, you can tell your child you don't have it anymore. Just remember to throw all the dummies away. You don't want your child to find the dummy after you said you were giving to the baby birds. Another thing that you can try is simply going cold turkey. This method works by taking away the pacifier completely. During this process, you might need to help your baby settle for their naps. No doubt they will be upset while they get used to not having a pacifier. But don't worry, at every nap they will take less and less time to settle. It will take about 3 days to break the habit, sometimes sooner, if you're consistent in your approach. Our Little Ones app offers further tips on how to do this.